Good morning. It's Friday, May 29th. Here's what we're working on.
I'm Simone Gavros reporting live from Hamilton's North End. The police arson investigator is going to be here on scene later this morning after a fire broke out in a trailer last night. I'll have more details coming up.
The Burlington Lift Bridge is functioning again after a mechanical issue caused it to get stuck.
And Harrison Barnes on the floor right now is on the floor for the Warriors.
And the Spurs dominated Hamilton's SGA and the Thunder, forcing a Game 7. It is Friday.
So happy.
And it's shaping up to be a lovely day. Steve Reddick is in to tell us more about that.
Yeah, it's a nice day, especially the Ticats playing their second preseason game. The other one, of course, in that terrible weather. We thought we might get rain today. Not going to happen. That's kind of nice.
Nice.
So we'll get rid of that theory. So the game tonight will be under some nice conditions, although maybe a little bit on the cooler side. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Just a minute past 6 o'clock in the morning. Thanks for joining us here on Morning Live. Let's have a quick look and see what's happening on the roads. Traffic's a little bit lighter as we speak right now down to the Burlington Skyway Bridge. So traffic heading Toronto bound away from us here, moving along at a pretty good clip. Let's go down towards Niagara. Things are pretty light right there again. The sun just being seen for the first time this morning. It was up just a few minutes ago, and again, travel is looking pretty good. Looking on the QEW by Burl Oak, again, moving into the sun, you can expect to see things slow down just a little bit, so grab your sunglasses as you head out the door today. 403 King Road, a little bit of a slowdown there, not too much. Up by Pearson Airport, we are seeing traffic moving along in pretty good shape, and coming down the 400 and the 401, again, traffic's moving along in good shape. So a good start to the day today. Weather not a factor in your drive, either going to or coming home from work today, so that's some good news. As we get into the weekend, not too bad either, but we'll check that up in a few minutes.
Thanks very much, Steve. Hamilton's arson investigator is going to be on scene this morning after a trailer fire in the city's North End. Simone Gavros joins us from Tiffany Street near West Harbour Go with more.
Annette, police said that the fire happened around 9:15 last night, and this isn't too far from the Barton Tiffany temporary shelters. Many people, even on social media, were concerned that that's where the fire was happening, but it was a trailer that was on fire, and you can see the damage just here behind me. It's completely charred. The building itself is just sitting in the grass right now, and it's just destroyed. Now, we do know that police are going to be here later just to see if there's any additional information that they can gather following this fire. Residents in the area posted video of the flames coming off the trailer while firefighters worked to knock the flames down. The staff sergeant over the phone says that there were no reported injuries and quickly cleared the scene once the fire was under control. But the black smoke from that fire was so intense it could be seen from different spots across the downtown area. The smell of the fire also lingered in the air for a while last night. Crews were able to eventually put the fire out. It currently sits on property that's been empty for a while, so much so that it was put up for tax sale last month because of unpaid property taxes. But the city's website says it was canceled before the sale could go through. So we are waiting to hear more from the fire department about the cause of the fire, the estimated cost of damages, and just to get more information about, again, how this fire might have started here on this empty property. So we'll be getting more information from the police arson unit once they are able to do their own investigation. But I'm told that the fire marshal is not going to be attending the scene. Rick, back over to you.
Thank you, Simone. Niagara police have arrested a second suspect linked to their ongoing human trafficking investigation. 29-year-old Joshua Shirley of St. Catharines is charged with human trafficking, uttering threats, and forced marriage. Detectives believe there may be other victims and are asking them to come forward. Police say survivors of human trafficking are encouraged to contact the Canadian Human Trafficking Hotline by calling 1-833-900-1010.
And Canada's financial agency warns major sporting events can heighten the risk of people being exploited by human traffickers. This warning, of course, comes ahead of the FIFA World Cup next month. The Financial Transactions and Reports Analysis Centre of Canada advises businesses to be on the lookout for signs of money transactions that could be linked to trafficking for the purpose of sexual exploitation or forced labor.
The Burlington Lift Bridge is functioning properly once again. Yesterday, a mechanical issue caused the bridge to become stuck in the upright position. Halton police say no one was injured during the incident. There's no information on what caused the problem. Neither vehicles nor pedestrians could pass for a couple of hours. However, marine operations were not impacted as boats and ships were still allowed to pass through. The lift bridge is used as an alternate to the QEW. Traffic is heavy.
The Humane Society of Oakville, Milton and Halton is asking for urgent support this morning after they took in 27 cats and kittens from one home. And the animals, ranging in age from 3 months to 3 years old, need medical treatment, vaccinations, and spay and neuter surgery. One cat underwent emergency surgery for life-threatening infection. The shelter in Oakville says the unexpected intake is adding significant strain to their resources. Caring for the cats and kittens is expected to cost about $30,000. The nonprofit group receives no government funding. It's asking the community for help. If you'd like to donate, we've got a link on our website at chch.com. Legislation that would allow the Ontario government to expand Toronto's Island Airport to accommodate jets has passed.
When we look at this, it's an underutilized asset in the city of Toronto, not just for Toronto, it's for Ontario, it's for Canada, it's for northern communities, better for air travelers across this province, more options. Competition means lower prices for individuals that will be using this airport, but it really puts Ontario on the map from a competitiveness nature, from the businesses that will be able to utilize this to the tourism that will then be supported through this airport.
I got to say today, the government pushed through, moved ahead quickly to take over the Toronto Islands, to build the premier, I gather, an extended runway across Lake Ontario so that folks can land their luxury jets. And he's done this against the will of the people of Toronto, because this is his latest vanity project.
Before any changes can be made to Billy Bishop Airport, the federal government has to agree to them. So far, they have not agreed to any changes. Ontario's transportation minister says the federal government is interested in listening to the province's proposal. A 14-year-old boy from California has won this year's Scripps National Spelling Bee. Shrey Parikh won in a dramatic spell-off against another finalist from New Jersey. Parikh correctly spelled a record-breaking 32 words in 90 seconds, taking home more than $52,000 U.S. The runner-up spelled 25 words correctly. That's the runner-up there. Now, although this is called the National Spelling Bee, there were 3 Canadians in the semifinals, including one from Kitchener and another from Windsor.
It was another tough night at the office for Hamilton's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and the NBA's Western Conference Final is now going to a Game 7. Victor Wembanyama had 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks to lead San Antonio to a resounding win over Oklahoma City, 118-91. The 7'4" Wemby joined Hall of Famers David Robinson and Tim Duncan as the only players in Spurs history with 5 games of 25 points and 10 rebounds in a single postseason. SGA was limited to just 15 points, and the defending champions were held scoreless for 8 minutes in the third quarter as the Spurs rattled off 22 straight points. Game 7 is tomorrow night in OKC. The winner will face the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals. Burlington's Victoria Mboko and Montreal's Felix Auger-Aliassime are both into the third round at the French Open. Mboko beat Katerina Sinikova in 3 sets. Auger-Aliassime earned a 4-set victory. By the way, according to multiple reports, 44-year-old Serena Williams is in discussions about a potential comeback in doubles at a Wimbledon warm-up tournament in England, and she apparently wants to partner with Mboko.
Me and Serena have stayed in touch, which is really, really nice because, I really look up to her. And I mean, the fact that she even knows me is it's very exciting. But, I think for me, I want to kind of let the moment for her. I feel like if she's ready to come back on her own terms, then I feel like it's up to her to announce that.
Williams, a 23-time Grand Slam singles champion, last played at the 2022 U.S. Open.
Outside ball 4. And another challenge from Rutschman.
The catcher challenging.
Blue Jays and Orioles at Camden Yards. With the bases loaded in the 8th inning, O's catcher Adley Rutschman challenged 2 pitches, including a called ball 4, and he was wrong both times. Hendrik Pinango drew the walk, and that turned out to be the winning run as Toronto clipped Baltimore 2-1. Andres Gimenez homered off former Jay Chris Bassett in the 3rd inning. Jeff Hoffman picked up his 4th win in relief, and Louis Varland got the final 4 outs for his 8th save of the season. Toronto has won 10 of their last 14. They're now 28-29 on the year.
Look at the pitch. Right
The hockey world continues to mourn the death of Claude Lemieux. Police in Lake Park, Florida, just north of Fort Lauderdale, were called to the family's furniture store early yesterday morning, where they say the 4-time Stanley Cup champion died by suicide. Lemieux was the Montreal Canadiens' torchbearer prior to Game 3 of the East Final on Monday night. He won the Conn Smythe Trophy as playoff MVP with New Jersey in 1995. Claude Lemieux was 60. He's survived by his wife and their 4 children. If you or someone you know is thinking about suicide, support is available 24/7 by calling or texting 988, Canada's National Suicide Prevention Helpline.
I've been lucky to play every year in the playoffs for 15 years.
Canada blanked the U.S. 4-0 at the World Hockey Championship and will play Finland in tomorrow's semifinals. Barrie scored 2 runs in the 10th inning to beat the Welland Jackfish 11-10. Ticats and Argos meet tonight in Guelph to close out the CFL's preseason. Canada's World Cup squad is going to be announced tonight. It's a couple of weeks before their first game at BMO Field against Bosnia-Herzegovina. And the Toronto Rock will hold their NLL Championship celebration this Sunday from 1 to 4 at the Toronto Rock Athletic Centre in Oakville.
Okay, let's check traffic now, and then we'll get to the weather. It's 6:11 on Friday, and we're seeing the roads a little bit quieter than normal for this time of day down the Garden City Skyway. Again, see the sun just peeking over the horizon there. Traffic's moving along in good shape. Up by Niagara Street, again, no problems out there, very little traffic. Burlington Skyway Bridge in both directions. Toronto bound on the right side of there, looking in pretty good shape, so that's fairly light. Up by Guelph Line, traffic's starting to build up just a little bit there, and at the Ford plant, we are seeing things moving along in good shape. 403 here on Ontario Street, no problems out there at all. And up by Pearson Airport, traffic is starting to build, but looking not bad out there at all. So weather not a factor in your drive today, either going to or coming back from wherever. So it's a nice day ahead of us. So let's talk about nice weather right now. High pressure still dominating us. That's an upper level high. That's a ridge, which is keeping all other low pressure systems away. Monday, we might see some showers, but until then, it looks pretty good, and we're getting a lot of this warmth here. It's going to really heat up out west as well over the next couple of days or so. Temperatures outside right now in Hamilton, just 8 degrees. Grimsby looking at 12, along with Toronto and Mississauga, 10 degrees currently. Starting your day out there under mostly clear skies. Sun was up at 5:44 this morning. We'll be down at 8:51 tonight. Normal highs now 22 degrees and lows of 10 for this time of year. And high pressure again is keeping all the low pressure systems and the rain away. Mostly clear skies out there. Again, a northeast flow will move into the area, so we'll notice things a little cooler tonight and tomorrow, but still we're just looking for sunny skies. We'll go a little bit below seasonal temperatures here. As by the time we get to Monday, we could see another low bringing some showers into our area, but that's still a ways away just yet. And that northeast winds will keep things a little cool, especially tomorrow, and then building up again. But today's forecast, high of 24 degrees, UV 8, very high, 50 kilometer-an-hour wind gusts, and mostly sunny skies out there. For tonight, we're looking for temperatures around 8 degrees, so a little on the cooler side. Mostly clear skies, winds 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. And tomorrow, again, here's the cooler temperatures out here by about 3 degrees, 18 degrees. Northeast winds 20 to 40. Cooler, but sunny. So not a bad start to the weekend, and it warms up Sunday by the looks of things. That's a look at things for now.
Thanks very much, Steve. After the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily with a preview of what she has for us in Chit Chat. And in business news, we are about to find out what effect tariffs and the Iran war are having on Canada's economy. 6:16, time to say good morning with Emily for a view of what's to come in Chit Chat.
Hi, good morning. Well, coming up, Robert Pattinson. Is it
Friday. I feel like it is.
Vampire guy.
You know, the guy that's pale. Him. He's playing. Robert Pattinson is ready to make television history on the big screen. Leslie Mann, Isla Fisher, and Anna Faris star in a new comedy film that mixes a little bit of The Hangover and Bad Moms. Looks really funny. And later on this morning, Amazon releases its first look at The Boys prequel series, Vought Rising.
Lots going on. Thanks, Emily.
Okay, let's see what the dollar is doing. Is it rising? No, it's not. It's down slightly in overseas trading to 72.46 cents U.S. Gold is up, though, $13 an ounce, and oil is down $1.67 below $88 a barrel. So we'll see what that does to gas prices later on today. In midday trading in Europe, London, Frankfurt, and Paris all up slightly this hour.
Big gains in Tokyo today as the Nikkei index closed up by more than 1,600 points. North American markets were all up yesterday, including a 105-point gain on the TSX.
We are about to find out more about the impact of U.S. tariffs and the start of the war in Iran, what they've had on Canada's economy. Statistics Canada this morning is set to reveal gross domestic product data from the first quarter of the year. The agency's initial estimates suggest our economy rebounded a bit after a mild contraction in the last quarter of last year. StatsCan says the economy was growing modestly in January and February, but its estimate for March, those are the numbers coming out later this morning, anticipates that momentum has stalled.
Despite Canada's financial system proving resilient after a turbulent year, officials at the central bank say risks are mounting on the world stage.
The economic and geopolitical environment has become more volatile. And this has made it more likely that a new shock or a combination of shocks could cause several vulnerabilities to crystallize at once.
The Bank of Canada's annual financial stability report says while the consequences of U.S. tariffs haven't been as bad as central bankers first feared, trade uncertainty remains. The Crown Corporation has also been preoccupied with the war in Iran and the impact on global markets. But officials say the financial system has been stable through that uncertainty as well.
Canada has dropped several points on a global ranking of the world's best countries. In the U.S. News and World Report Best Countries ranking, Canada placed 19th in 2025, down from 4th place just a couple of years ago. The United States ranked 19th. These rankings measure governance, economic stability, healthcare, infrastructure, and opportunity. Now, Canada did score well for culture and tourism, ranking 8th overall in that category, but Canada ranked much lower when it came to natural environment, placing 63rd. Switzerland topped the overall list, followed by Denmark and Sweden.
Caesars Entertainment is being acquired by Fertitta Entertainment in a deal worth nearly $6 billion. Fertitta Entertainment is owned by Texas billionaire Tillman Fertitta, whose company also owns the Golden Nugget Casinos, the Houston Rockets, and the Rainforest Cafe chain. The company will pay $5.7 billion in cash and assume nearly $12 billion in Caesars debt, bringing the total value of the deal to $17.6 billion. The acquisition still requires shareholder approval and regulatory review.
Taking a quick break right now, Steve is going to be back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast. It's pretty good for the weekend.
Okay, 6:23 on Friday. Thank you for spending part of your morning here at CHCH Morning Live. Just checking the roads right now. Traffic is a little bit lighter, and maybe Fridays people are working or taking the day off, but it's a little moving along a little nicer in most areas. Looking at the Burlington Skyway Bridge, heading away from us as Toronto-bound lanes, and again we're looking at pretty good shape. Up by Pearson Airport, usually a lot busier than this, but also looking in good shape down towards Niagara. Things are pretty light. Looking at the Garden City Skyway eastbound, 403 up by here Ontario Street. Traffic's moving along in good shape, but getting a little heavier than it was. And looking at Glen Erin Drive in the 403. Again, traffic's moving along okay. and that is some good news. So a good start to the day as far as travel is concerned. Let's hope it stays that way. And as far as good weather is concerned, it's going to continue into the weekend. We thought we might, a couple of days ago, have some rain today, but high pressure, which is built in a ridge right here, pretty easy to see, has kept the inclement conditions away from us. And we're looking for mostly sunny skies today, and that's good for all of us who like being outside, doing some gardening. It's good for the Tiger Cats against the Argos tonight in Guelph. So again, some good weather today, if cooler as we get into tomorrow. Temperatures outside right now, 8 in Hamilton, 12 in Grimsby and Toronto, 10 degrees in Mississauga as we speak. Looking at your day planner here, up to 24 degrees into the afternoon, very, very little humidity, so it's going to be one of those nice days. A little gusty on the winds, though, could be up to 50 km/h gusts. And your evening commute looks like this, 24 to 26 degrees, so quite nice. And the extended forecast shows Saturday we get into some cooler weather here with northeast winds, but things start to rebound. Monday, 30% chance of showers, but the weekend's looking good. Into next week, we're back up to or a little bit above normal for this time of year. That's a look at things for now.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, Morning Live and Terra Greenhouses are teaming up to help your garden grow. Have a question you'd like answered? Now's your chance.
This week's question comes from Margaret in Fort Erie, who asks, which flowers are best for hot sun facing south beside a garage wall?
It's getting hot out here, and hot, dry conditions are part of the reality in gardening in Ontario. So if you're looking for plant solutions for hotter, drier areas in your garden, I've got some great suggestions. Let's go plant shopping. You cannot go wrong with a low-growing juniper. Potentilla. Nine bark and its cultivated varieties are excellent choices. And if purple's not your thing, they come in beautiful copper and gold varieties too. Ornamental grasses are an outstanding choice, especially native varieties like little blue stem. Lavender loves the heat, especially in sandier soils where it's free draining. Coreopsis or tick seed are also excellent choices. I love Russian sage. It's virtually indestructible once it's established, and it smells so nice too. Low-growing varieties of sedum or stonecrop are excellent candidates, and in full sun, they often take on even better color. And if you're looking for something truly unique and low-growing, your hardy succulents, sempervivum or hens and chicks, now come in all sorts of crazy varieties. So they offer an incredible amount of variation, and they're so fun. Now, no matter how drought-tolerant our planting plan is and how wisely we've chosen our plants, all plants will need to be watered well in order to become established in the garden before they develop that resilience. So make sure you're watering your new plantings.
Submit your questions to chch.com/askagardener.
Be watching Friday mornings at 6:25 for more tips from gardening expert Chris Morietti.